Hello.
Other patients' financial issues when they're waiting on.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Everybody had a good fall semester?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and get started since it's 11:30. And I've got Ashley. Um, how do you pronounce your name? Kaya? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And then Kaylin. And I am Miss Carson. Just for anybody new, I am in charge of PTK, and Miss Smith is in charge of ABG. I think the first thing on our agenda was just to kind of go over some membership details, just because I sent out a new list for everyone that was eligible. So we run a list at the beginning of the fall semester. So we run for PTK, we run a list in the beginning of the fall semester and then the beginning of the spring. And so the eligibility requirements are you have to have a 3.5 GPA. and you have to have at least 12 credit hours. So like a lot of times some students don't get in until the spring because they were a freshman and just had their first 12 credit hours. What is your name? The TL02171. Do you mind telling me your name just so I have it down? The TL02171. Do you mind telling us your name just so we have it on our meeting list? Anyway, so the PTK are requirements, like I said, you have to have 3.5, you have to have 12 credit hours. You should have received an email from myself already, and then you should have already gotten an email from the PTK organization with a link to join. It's $75 to join. You have to do all of that online. $5 of that comes back to the college, and then the organization receives $70. Once you're a member for life. And when you graduate, if we have enough money in our account, you will receive a stole for graduation. And we are planning to have an induction ceremony possibly in April. So that is the PTK membership information. I'm gonna let Ms. Smith speak on the ABG.
So ABG is Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and so we are a national honor society that's geared towards business and professional curricula at a 2-year granted institution. And so for our membership, it requires a student have at least 12 credit hours, have at least a 3.0 GPA, and then fall into a list of disciplines that are considered professional and business. And to join, you will complete an electronic application, which I attached to the email that I sent out to the list for our group. And the fee for ABG is $53. $50 is paid to the national organization, and then $3 is kept with MCC. And so it's 2 ways of paying that. You can come by my office to pay, or you can go to the cashier's office if you want to pay electronically. And I do believe that's it for us.
I will say, I get a lot of emails or people call me like, is there one better than the other? What is the big difference? So really the only difference is, Ms. Smith is more business focused, but honestly, at the college, the business one accepts pretty much, right, Ms. Smith, pretty much all the.
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah. So hers is a little bit cheaper than PTK, and her GPA is a little bit lower. So really that's the main difference. They both look great on college applications if you're transferring to a 2-year. They both look great on your applications to jobs. So really they're both honor societies. They're both nationally recognized. And the only difference really is one is more business focused, whereas mine is just everything. And then the GPAs are a little bit different, and the cost is a little bit different. So it's really kind of up to you. And if you can financially join both of them, I think that's great because we do our meetings together anyway. If you can't, then maybe you could pick one and join one, if you're here next year, join one this semester and one next semester. So it's just kind of up to you on what you want to do. So. See what's next. Do you guys have any questions on that, for us on the membership? All right, what do we have next? Recap of last year's activities. So, in the fall, we didn't really do anything other than the fall, what was it called?
Festival?
Yeah. Falls Festival, yes. And and we had a table for that, and we did a little questionnaire. And then also a guessing candy game. And then we did recently just have a table for SGA for donuts and cocoa, which was a couple weeks ago. I was not able to be here that day, but I think according to Smith, everything went great.
Yes.
And thankfully Christine and Elizabeth held down that table for us. And last year, I can't even remember what we did last year. We did the fall. I don't even think we were a part of the spring last year. But I'm sure we will have a spring one this year. We're gonna get to that in just a minute. Ashley, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about if you guys are planning anything for the spring fling.
As of right now, I think it's not gonna be clubs, like,
Okay,
set
that
up
was
booths
last
or
year.
anything. Yeah, it should be similar to last year.
So if we wanted to do something in the spring, I think that would be a great opportunity since we aren't doing anything else possibly. And we want to talk about maybe possibly doing a fundraiser. I might let you talk about that, Ms. Smith.
Okay, so we've kind of discussed several fundraisers, and it's up to the students, which one you would like to pursue. We talked about the Krispy Kreme one last semester where we did the digital version. Everything we were thinking about was using the online version. And then I found where Little Caesars also does a pizza kit, which is also done online also. So those are two that work with local businesses and doesn't require as much, I think, hands-on from students besides getting people to go to the sites and purchase either the discount cards or with Krispy Kreme and then pizza kits with Little Caesars. And if you all have any other ideas for fundraising ideas, we're open for that. So if you would like to discuss any ideas you all have, we could do that now and then decide what we would like to do this semester.
And I will say we do have to get approval for the fundraisers.
Okay.
So whatever we decide, we'll have to bring that to Dr. Bush first to get prior approval of that. And then we can go from there. And I will say in the past, that has been very difficult to get approval on certain things. I don't think we would have an issue with the Krispy Kreme or the Little Caesars. I just don't see that being an
Okay.
issue. But, a lot of times the issue was when we're requesting students to like take money
Oh, okay. That makes
themselves,
sense.
you know,
Mhm.
so, there was some iffiness. And then, a couple of things, like we tried the bingo thing, there's just, and they also don't like asking money from certain business organizations that already donate to like the foundation stuff. So we just have to be careful, but I don't see there being an issue with
Those two.
but again, we have to have people willing to participate,
Right.
myself and Miss Smith do not want to be the only two that are, or just Ashley or just, are to be the only ones that are doing anything. So if we're not going to have a good group participation, I don't see the point in getting all the effort and filling out all the paperwork and all that stuff. You guys have anything to add? The person who just got on last, I don't know if you can hear me now. You're under the TL02171. Do you mind sending me in the chat your name just so we have it? All right, so no preferences on the fundraiser. I think either Krispy Kreme or Little Caesars would be the best. Okay. is there one over the other one, you guys? I kind of like the Little Caesars just because we have one here in Williamston, and I thought
Yeah.
that, but they send the kits to you anyway, so really, I mean, you don't have to have a little, they send it to you from the organization, so I mean, you don't have to have it. And then the Krispy Kreme, you can buy a card or it's like a certificate. We did these in soccer last fall. So like the card, I think it's like you get 10 little stickers and you buy one, get one free or something like that on the stickers. Or you can get a dozen. There's a bunch of little different, options. So, all right, Kaylin said she likes Little Caesars. Okay. All right, so are you guys all willing to help
So.
sell? Okay,
Yes,
we got
okay.
Ashley, yes.
And we can see how it goes and, all right.
All right, so maybe we can, I'm not sure of the paperwork, what we need to fill out, but we can figure that out and see if we can get that. Ms. Smith and I can look at that and see if we can, figure out what we need to put up there and see if we can get some approval for that.
Yes.
And I think Ashley kind of already answered. So Ashley, you said there will be a spring fling, but it's not going to be like a club related, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we don't need to worry about that. I will say there's one thing I wanted to add up here. We are going to have an induction ceremony for both PTK and ABG. And we talked about April 16th. And I did talk to Miss Alice at the front desk about getting the room for that. And she said that was fine. I just have to turn in the application. You have to fill out a form for that too. So I can get that to her and just get it booked for sure. But I mean, she has her name down already, so we should be fine. But so the induction ceremony is for anyone who has joined. I like to go back to the last ceremony who anyone has joined after that. But I would say, Ms. Smith, we probably need to give a cutoff date. So that way, we have some time to like order flowers and make sure we have enough like RSVPs and stuff. So we probably need to look at having a cutoff date before that date.
I say March the 18th when we come back the week after fall break, the spring break. So it gives us a month.
Mm-hmm. So everyone that wants to be a part of it needs to join by that date.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good. March 18th. So all that means you can still join. You can't hear anything. Will this recording be posted where? Okay. Probably why she couldn't tell me her name because she can't hear. Or he can't hear. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. So you can still join. It's just you're not going to be able to be a part of the induction ceremony after the March 18th. We have to be able to send out invitations to people and then also get a number, and we have to order flowers, and we have a little reception at the induction ceremony. So that way that just gives us a good month before. Okay. Awesome. So March 18th will be our date. You have to have that. What else we got? So we were, I kind of take minutes when I go and I do record it, but it would be nice if we did have a student. We haven't really ever elected like a president or a secretary or, anyone like that, just because we just haven't had a lot of consistency in members. And it's kind of difficult because for us, a lot of times students can't join until their second semester of their freshman year, or they don't join until the last semester until they're graduating. So it's just kind of, we would have to constantly be doing that. But if we could get someone who would take minutes, so that, we don't have to do that and then send that out to students, or you could send it to one of us and we can send it out, which would be fine with us. That would be great if someone would volunteer to do that for every meeting that we have. And I still will record the video and make a YouTube video of that and send that too, but okay. Awesome, Ashley. Thank you.
So I guess, is there any topics that the students have to discuss? Any questions or concerns?
I do have one question regarding Alpha Beta Gamma. So this funding look like we'll be able to y'all purchase the stoles for us or for graduation?
I think so. I'll have to go and check my paperwork. This is my first semester doing this, so I will see. I did get something in the mail about Graduate Supply House, so I'm assuming I would be the one who purchased it. So I guess I need to get a timeline for that.
Yeah, so I know Dr. Wyman, one of the reasons why we wanted to do fundraisers is because I know ABG funds were more limited than ours were. PTK, like if we get a certain amount of members, I get like 5 free every year. So that kind of has helped us. And then we have purchased them and they're about $25 a piece. So if you have 10 graduates, that's $250. So I think she last semester and last year ended up having to let the graduates buy them themselves because they didn't have enough funds. So it depends, and we just haven't had a lot of involvement for the fundraisers. So actually, I think that depends on the funds.
Good question, Ashley.
Yeah.
I think they're $27 for ABG, what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I actually have it on my desk to follow up on, so I'm glad you did ask
And
that.
then mine might have gone up too. I mean, everything's gone up. So I need to look at mine to see if they've gone up any. I do have a couple here left from last year, but yeah, so it would be really nice if we could purchase them all for everyone and no one would have to purchase their own. But again, we have to have the funds, and we also have to be able to pay for the induction ceremony and the reception and the flowers and the cake and we don't do a ton, but we do flowers and we do cake usually. Kaylin, the colors for ABG are blue, right? I think.
Yes, it's a sapphire blue satin stole.
Yes. And then for PTK, they're like a gold color. Gold with like a little blue on it. Yeah. And they are 2 separate ones. So and like for PTK, there's a store that you can go to and you could purchase whatever you want. You could get a cord, you could get a medallion, you could get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure ABG has the same. If you wanted to purchase your own and get more things, you are definitely welcome to do that.
I'm looking into that for ABG too.
Yeah. So if we could do a fundraiser, I think it would be very helpful, and especially for ABG to get some more funds in their account. But again, we have to have participation. So any other questions? All right, do we want to look at our next meeting?
Yes,
Let's see. We want to do the last week in February?
yes, I guess that's fine, yeah.
February
Keep it.
28th,
Okay,
because we're out the next week for spring break at 11:30. And then we'll hopefully come back and have an answer from Dr. Bush and hopefully can go ahead and get started on that. And then I'll leave us, maybe we can do it the month of March for the fundraiser, maybe.
yes. Yeah, and that'd be the end of the semester, because we'll have to do
Yeah.
the fundraiser in March, and then we have the induction ceremony in April.
16th of May. Yeah. So that would be good. If we can get it done by then. Okay, anybody else have any more questions? If you guys think of something, just shoot us an email. Ashley, if you want to write up any of the notes and just you can send it to me because I'll do the recording of the video and then I'll send it out to you. And then we can send it out to everybody.
Yes.
And February 28th will be our next meeting at 11:30.
All right.
All right. Hi, guys. Thank you.
All right, take care.